Pete Wishart.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and can I thank Leader of the House for announcing the very curious business for next week. So this is what we've cancelled the mid-term recess for, SIs and general debates. They're all going to be missing their skiing holidays and times in their villas for this. And yet this House has been rising regularly early in the course of the past few weeks because there's not been enough to do. And it's not as if we've not got big decisions to take, Mr. Speaker. There's only 43 days till we're supposed to leave the EU, yet there is nothing in this business statement that indicates when we will have that meaningful vote to determine on what basis we leave, if we leave on a basis at all. This is getting beyond a joke, and this government is taking this House for mugs. We know it's their intention to run down the clock to present the binary choice of their appalling deal or no deal at all, and they're doing everything possible to spin this House along. And we have to stop them. And thank goodness we have you, Mr. Speaker, in the chair to ensure that this House will have its say, as it will. And when is a neutral motion not a neutral motion? When the ERG tell you it isn't. All we had to do today was to have a form of words that everybody else could hang their favourite amendments to, and they couldn't even do that. The ERG is furious, and when they're the de facto leadership of the Tory party, you don't want to do that. So here's a question for my colleagues. At what time today does the government cravenly cave in to the ERG and amend its motion? We should have a sweepstake. I'll have first go. They'll do it at 2:30. That's when I say that the government will cave in. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, can we have a debate on what happens in Brussels bars? Because the first rule of Brussels bars is what happens in Brussels bars stays in Brussels bars, unless you're Ollie Robbins. Even with all the Stella Artois, you wouldn't need Hercule Poirot to figure out what was going on. So if this House wants to find out what's going on in this chaotic, clueless Brexit, maybe we should all up sticks and head off to the Voulez-vous parler avec moi bar in Brussels. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, given it's Valentine, Labour is red, Tories are blue. The message from Scotland is we're staying in the EU.